Hello, everyone. I hope everyone had a very special and joyous Purim. I know that I did. There was a wonderful spirit here in the shul, especially Purim night, and Purim day. A spirit of rejoicing, a spirit of community coming together, of doing mitzvos, and of being the best of what a shul can and should be. And so, hopefully, we'll all take these very positive feelings and positive momentum and only go forward. We should only hear good news as we look forward to upcoming Jewish holidays and only positive things for all of us to hear in every aspect of our lives. This week we read Parshas Tzav, which continues the laws of the karbanos, of the sacrifices. And in the very beginning of the Parsha, the Torah says that the first thing that the Kohanim must do, the first part of the daily service, is the Trumas Hadeshin, which means clearing away the ashes, the remains of the burnt offerings from the previous day that were on the Mizbeach. They would be cleared away. And it is clear that this is more than just a necessary cleanup. All parts of the Beis HaMikdash, of the Mishkan, would have to be cleaned up from time to time, but this was more than just a necessary cleanup. This was turned into part of the service. The Torah sees this as an avoda. It must be done by a Kohen. The Torah says, he must wear his special bigdei kahuna, the garments he would wear when he was performing a service. And part of the ashes, most of it would just be cleared away, but part of it would be purposely, ceremoniously lifted up, held high, and then placed next to the Mizbeach, not just removed, but that everyone should see. So the question is, what does this service of the removal of the ashes and placing of the ashes next to the Mizbeach to remind us, to hold that image in our heads, what was the purpose of that? What did that symbolize? Why is that the first step in the daily order of the sacrifices of how the Kohanim served Hashem in the Mishkan and the Beis HaMikdash? And a thought occurred to me, a new way to see the importance of this and the lesson for us to learn. A new thought occurred to me this year. First, we must ask, what do those ashes symbolize? A Kohen, on behalf of a member of the Jewish people, would present an offering to Hashem, and the fats of the animal or other parts that would be burnt would be put on the fire of the Mizbeach. And that carbon would represent either the prayers and hopes of the person offering it, or would offer the sincere commitment of tshuva, of improvement, or an expression of thanksgiving. And that animal would be burnt, and literally it would be consumed by a fire, and then the smoke would go up to heaven. And in that, the people there, the Kohanim and the Israelim who were witnessing that, they would experience, and that was to symbolize their offering and all that it contained going up to heaven and being accepted by Hashem. But with every animal offered, not everything would be consumed. Not 100% would make it up to Shemayim and be received by Hashem. There was always some amount of ashes, of things that were not totally burnt or consumed, did not go up in smoke into heaven. And so the ashes represent the part of the carbon that did not go up. They represent the part of the carbon standing in for the person that was not fully pleasing to Hashem. And so every day the Kohanim would remove the ashes of the previous day, recognizing that the previous day did not do it all, was not perfect. There was something still left that did not reach Hashem, and there's a job for them to do. However, it's not just true for the previous day. They knew that would be true for their day as well. And one of the great statements of Perkei Avos, Rabbi Tarfon says, Hayom katzar v'lamlacha meruba, the day is short and the work is great. Skipping a little bit, v'lo alecha hamlacha ligmor, but the work is not upon you to finish. V'lo ata ben choron libatel mimena, but neither are you free to escape from it, to withdraw from it. We are not expected to finish everything, and yet we are not allowed to not do anything. That can be understood globally. We can't fix the world. None of us can totally fix the world, but we can make it a little bit better. And so too it is true for us individually, personally. We cannot do everything. We're not going to be able to be perfect. We're not going to ever get it just right 100% in every aspect for even just one full day, much less for a longer period of time. But our job is to try to make it a little bit better, to be a little bit better, to do a little bit more good. That is what the Trumas Hadesh and the removal of ashes perhaps represented. Every day, some of the ashes were taken from the previous day's service and were placed next to the Mizbeach for all to see, for all to remember, for all to focus on. To say as a statement that before we begin serving Hashem, we first recognize and know that Hashem, Hashem does not expect perfection from us. That even any one single carbon will be fully burnt and go up to heaven. We are humans, we will not be perfect. There will always be some amount of ashes left. But that is not what Hashem wants from us. What Hashem wants from us is not to be perfect, but to be better. To be trying, to be striving, to always offer a carbon the next day, to always try to push our limits, to try to grow, to try to experiment with something new in our spiritual lives in the way we serve Hashem. Our job is not to finish the work. Our job is not to reach perfection, but neither can we escape from it or say, therefore, it's futile. Our job is to be better. Our job is to grow, and we always can, as long as we are moving in the right direction, as long as we have positive momentum. That is the most important thing, and that is what is truly pleasing to Hashem. That is the reach nichoach, the sweet smell of the sacrifices. No sacrifice is perfect, but the sacrifice shows we are reaching, we are trying to go up, we are yearning to be a little bit higher. And that is the foundation of our entire service of Hashem, and it was the first thing the Kohanim would do every day before offering any carbon to Hashem, the Trumas Hadesh, and that is the lesson of the ashes. There will always be some ashes. We will always have some dark spots, and Hashem knows that, but Hashem still wants our karbanos. What He wants from us is to be reaching, to be stretching, to be growing. Lo alecha hamli glamor. Our job is not to reach perfection, to do it all. V'lota ben chorin libatal mimena. But neither can we excuse ourselves from it. We all can be better. We all can reach higher. That is the main motivator of our service of Hashem, and that is the lesson of the Trumas Hadeshin. Good Shabbos, everyone, and Shabbat Shalom.